Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Geno Smith balling out. Big overtime win on the road. Locked in. Fired up. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Before we dive into the video, quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of the channel. Not only is it a great, inexpensive way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content. Now, this has been probably the best week ever for the Quarterback School Patreon community, so I appreciate all the new members over there. If you haven't joined, get over there, support the channel, get even more content. I appreciate you. As for this video, let's get into it. Geno Smith going into Foxborough, getting a win in overtime. Geno Smith playing well. This offense is fun. I actually was having a hard time even trying to think of how I would categorize this offense because I don't think it falls into any one specific bucket. But right here, to get us going 3rd and 2, we're going to do essentially sprint right option. Now, the spacing here is probably not my favorite spacing as far as where the 1 and the 2 are, kind of both running flat out. They run some version of this a few times in this game, and I think the spacing of it and the execution of it on the perimeter is never quite what it's supposed to be. I would bet a lot of money that it's not supposed to look like this, but it works. And again, I love the idea of moving the launch point, get Geno going. I mean, Geno is spinning it. He's always been able to spin it, but he almost looks like he's more comfortable than ever. This is excellent execution on 3rd and short yardage. Move the launch point, give us a winner at the sticks. Nice little flip of the back, put it on him, 1st down, let's go. Next one here, 3rd and 15. This is a tough one. All right, so first of all, 3rd and 15 sucks. It's very difficult. Any level of football, NFL especially, you're going to get this bit of an exotic look here from the second level of the defense. And the thing about it that stings for this one for me is that it looks like it's there, and I think it is there. Initially, I thought Geno was maybe a little late with his drop, his feet, but timing-wise, he's kind of on it. I will say the route distribution here, so let's talk about just the route distribution. We're going to run essentially a go or a clear down here to the bottom, what I'm used to calling a crosser, and then where the ball goes on this kind of in on the backside. Now, it's easy to draw it like that. It's another thing to run these types of routes when you've got the second level of the defense, so these linebacker types, as they're running out. Because on these crossers, it's just kind of a universal way to understand it. Whoever's running the crosser, you usually want to go under the first linebacker, over the second linebacker into this space. So again, let me say that again. Linebacker type, a linebacker type when they show up. So if their people are running out to this spot, you've got to be able to not be a straight line and kind of get to your area because you want the spacing of this thing to play itself out. When you go over the top of the first linebacker and kind of weave into this, again, the spacing of this thing just doesn't look as, polished and where it should be landmark wise. So again, I think that the crosser here, if he could get under that first defender, so watch the second level of the defense. You see 8 kind of going wide there, the linebacker in the middle. If we could go under that, so what I'm saying here is this route, if he could go under the first linebacker running towards him, and it's not easy to do. Yeah, I get it. But then we kind of settle into that space, which would allow us then to do this switch release, and now this is there. Because this safety is so deep as a half-field player, we should be able to get this in. There's no way this guy should be able to drive our in route. So that's the spacing down the field that I felt went a little wonky. So again, not easy to do, but you can see how they're kind of running in the same lane up there. So spacing too tight. Then the actual throw here, the only thing I can really be critical here with Geno is he's moving a lot. Like, I think the timing, the 2 hitches is probably right. Does he have to hitch? Can we just stay right there? Tight hitch, no to lock it on the crosser, tight hitch the in. See how he's kind of moving and clicking his feet? So as he moves, this movement right there, just that little heel click. And again, this is being very detailed. Okay, I get it. Okay. That click right there makes us a tick late, and now the safety drives on it. Next one here, 2nd and 5. I'm used to calling this the Tua RPO, a little post wheel, sneak flat, slant wheel, sneak flat. The thing about it that I think is very impressive here is that it's a first level RPO. So we're reading the C-gap player to the left. Okay. technically there are two there. I'm used to calling this C plus, C minus. No good answers here. Geno's able to keep that thing going, and then look at that arm angle. So he drops this thing down and splits him. That's pretty sweet. So technically here, the defense has you, in my opinion. This is a difficult play for any quarterback at any level. What I'm saying here is that really you're reading this player, but my terminology here is C minus, C plus, or vice versa. We've got two in the C gap now. So even if he were to say we hard charge and tackle the back, they've still got someone for the quarterback here. And again, the RPO with whatever you want to call it, slant, wheel, and then here's where the ball goes to this like sneak flat or hide. And now I think this play is very difficult. I think it's even harder when it's to your left. So you're kind of extending this thing to your left as opposed to the other way your feet are lined up if you play this play to the right. So again, we've got vertical threats. We've got horizontal stretch. You've got the zone read element of it. You just put significant stress on a defense. But again, you don't see a lot of quarterbacks play this play. You don't see a lot of offenses run it. You see a few teams do it that are great at it. But that's as good as you'll see from a right-handed quarterback dropping it down, going to your left. This next one here, touchdown pass. This is one of my favorite plays of the season so far. This is outstanding. And again, I'm not going to sit here and pretend to tell you that I know the backstory of exactly how this is going down. But to me, this is Geno getting into the play that he wants versus zero. The play offensive architecture being excellent and it being a huge explosive down the field right in front of the Revolutionary Army down there. I mean, look at the look on these guys' face in the corner of the end zone. They look devastated. Just disgusted right in front of them. Love it. So what's going on here? Why do I love it so much? First, look at Geno. Total command. All right. It's zero. Now, again, we don't know. I don't know. Do they have two plays called? Do they have a zero toolkit? I don't know what it is. But I can tell you that this looks like zero. Okay, we're in empty. He is going to get what I'm going to call into the play that he wants at a minimum. Okay, into the play that he wants versus this look. Now, this is where I love the offensive architecture, the design. You're going to be in empty, okay, 3x2 empty, but we're going to motion in here, and he's not going to run around. We're going to get to 6-person protection. He's going to split flow and block a pretty damn good defensive edge right here. So first of all, to have the capacity, to have the toolkit, to have the design as this is an option, right? It sure looks like, again, he's getting into the play that he wants. The play that he wants is going to have motion and change the pass pro here. We are then going to take a shot. They're obviously going to blow the coverage down the field. But the toolkit to get into this check, to get to this pass pro, to take a shot, to get explosive, and have it executed, y'all, this is as good as anything I've seen this year. Look at it. Short motion. Now we're blocking and we take a shot. So they think down here at the bottom that this ball's coming out quickly. Like, oh, it's in zero. 5-person protection. We're going to bring 6 probably. Now the pressure might be a little late, but that is beautiful. And it's just the whole operation. It's Geno checking into it. It's this offense having the capacity to do this. This isn't like a one-off, oh, it's zero, I'm going to throw a tunnel screen. This is, oh, I'm checking, I'm motioning, I'm sliding the full protection, getting split flow action. Our tight end is blocking the edge, and we are throwing touchdowns down the field. It is straight up awesome offense. Next one here, 3rd and 4. Another beautifully designed play. Up top, we're going to get a little pick. The one for the 3, a little accidentally on purpose right through you, wide open. Again, excellent use of the rub. They're going to try to play man coverage on the perimeter. We're going to come out, block them up, get the ball out quickly, and look how open it is. Outstanding. Lockett selling him. Just beautiful job. Watch the number 1 up top run into JSN's cover up there. So again, these things, I know it makes defensive guys very upset. But if you get press coverage like this, and these guys are doing a decent job. See how they're all on 3 different levels? So technically they should be pretty hard to pick. But because he's able to kind of fight the defender here, he's going to then run right into him. And this is just going to pop wide open. Again, excellent execution. So 3rd down, Third medium, think you're going to get man. Got a man beater, a little rub. Boop. There it is. Doesn't get better than that. Outstanding job. Easy first down. Next one here. This is a wild one. So this one is both unlucky and lucky at the same time. So bottom of the screen, Metcalf, blown coverage. Easily could be intercepted. Sure looks like his arm gets hit here as he's going to throw this thing. But this could and probably should be a touchdown. So love the pocket movement, kind of violent reset. But we're just end up getting our arm hit. And it easily could be intercepted. So again, when he sees this thing to the bottom, you can see the violent movement from Geno off his launch point right there. Move, reset, great. You can see Metcalf down here. I mean, this is the screenshot warriors are loving this one, right? They've obviously blown the coverage here, whatever the hell this is supposed to be. Got safety way up here, corners down here. He's blowing by him. This is going to be an easy touchdown. Okay. The unlucky part here is that, you get your arm hit, and now we end up throwing just a quacker into the middle of the field, and it easily could and probably should be intercepted. So blown coverage, we see it, we can't hook it up, and that is, it's a bummer, really, for both sides of the ball. It should be a touchdown. It should be an interception. I like Geno's movement. Boom. You can see him take that back shoulder, dip and rip that thing, reset up. And again, I think he just maybe hits the ball. He never quite has the ball in his hand because that thing comes out sideways. Yikes. Next one here, 3rd and 5. This is a bit of a bummer. We're going to run shock down here to the bottom. Shock versus what I'm going to call Pomsy, a version of 2. I don't want to throw a hitch very often. If I'm going to throw a hitch on 3rd and 5, though, I sure would love to get the first down. I sure as hell don't want to come up short. So it's kind of unfortunate on a number of different levels. So first off, what is shock? Shock just universally is a stick by the number 3, an inside fade by the number 2, and then a locked hitch out here. So first off here, I would love the route to just get the depth to get a first down in case they throw it to you. Now, the other thing about this to me, and again, every team maybe does this different. I think of this as a closed man play, trying to get the inside fade. If we catch 2, if you catch zone, it's not a dead. I think, probably thinking stick. I probably would also like to have some sort of zone beater on the other side. So, if we're going to do this, I think they run some iteration of like choice with a corner, some iteration of smash to me up top. I'm probably working up top. Again, how he gets to the hitch here, I don't know. This would scare me out here, kind of playing Pomsy with a half field player. That being said, it's still a completion. It still should be a first down. It just makes me a little nervous about kind of how we're getting here. Again, look at this corner down here. He's just staring. Now, he might not believe that you're going to throw it to a back, but that's living on the edge for me. And again, we don't get the first. Now, if you would have played up top, and again, it's always easier with a clicker and a marker days later, but probably get a first, multiple different spots up top. Next one here, beautiful throw from Geno. This time, we're getting all sorts of anticipation down here to the bottom of the screen. Deep out, little shake route, little post corner. This is beautiful. Now, footwork wise here, maybe they do gun 7-step. Maybe this is what it's supposed to be. But he buys enough time, kind of hangs in the pocket. The thing I love about the throw, and this is dating me, but these to me are like phone booth throws, where first off the route down here to the bottom, what I'm calling a shake or a post corner like this. Okay, now he takes, I'm going to say 7-ish here, gun 7. I'm not familiar with that. Maybe that's how they roll. I would say normally it would be a big 5 and a hitch or a reset. My thing about it is when he sets his feet to throw this thing, there are issues everywhere. I mean, it's enclosing in on him. He can barely get through this throw. It's all rotational force and torque, and he throws it with anticipation. Okay, so first off, let's look at the route down here to the bottom. Post, corner, there it is. Now let's look at the drop from Geno. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kick back. Yikes. Now we're in the phone booth. He goes to throw it right there. Look at the route down here to the bottom. Hey! Great anticipation. Ripping it down the field. That's not a quick out. That's deep down the field outside the numbers. Outstanding job for a nice chunk. Again, watch this thing enclose around him. Can't get through the throw. Got to step up right into it. Boom. Beautiful. Awesome. Next one here, 3rd and 9. This one I felt like he played it a little fast. And again, it's fun for me to watch the Seahawks offense because there are some concepts that I'm not familiar seeing from a lot of other teams. And so it's kind of a, amalgamation of what they probably did at UW with other things across the league that everybody runs. But for me here, Geno played this one a little bit quick. And again, oftentimes you'll hear the saying it's always all right to punt after a 3rd down completion. But for me, whatever this is supposed to be, so I'll call this a curl, call this like an over the ball hook, and then we're going to keep running here on like this little crosser. I think it's paired with a shallow and the check down where the ball ends up going. So again, without knowing exactly how they read this, because I'm not familiar with this play, I would imagine we can kind of alert this thing, like this thing versus closed man. If you like a runaway here, otherwise you're probably 1 to 2 down to 3. And so for me here, just the timing of how this thing works, I would like him to hang here and give this a chance. Hang here, potentially give this a chance. It looks like he just kind of hits the back of his thing and says, I'm going to get a completion, which, I don't think it's the end of the world on 3rd and forever. But when you turn on the film and you see guys probably open down the field, could we throw that over the ball? I think so. I mean, he's off of it. He's throwing the check down before any of the guys down the field are even close to turning around, right? So he's throwing it right there. The routes up top are not ready. So I just felt like he played it a little quick. It's not the end of the world to get a completion and punt it away, but I do think it's fun to play it out where, hey, if we gave this thing a chance down the field, he probably's got a few options that are a little bit better than just check down punt. Next one here, there were a few pass pro issues for me. So technically for me here, Geno's hot. Now, I think he knows that he's got a free runner in his face, but it doesn't look like he's got an option. I think, just by the route distribution, it looks like Lockett should be the hot, running the shallow, just peek right there. He's not looking. So, I mean, yeah, if it was practice, you could put it in his ear, but you're probably not going to do that in a game. And we'll talk about the point from behind, but Lockett's the number 2 down here to the bottom. Right there, that's the hot. So, I mean, no one else is looking. And this is a good hot. It's a bit of what I would classify as like an advanced hot. But if he's going to run underneath here, I'm used to calling this like a peak hot. So as these guys, if you're a wide receiver here and you feel 1st or 2nd level defenders all leave. So if the guy to your side, basically the linebacker type to your side, if he vacates, you just run your route, which is probably a shallow, and peak. So as he leaves, peak, you don't get it, continue on your route. And again, that's really the only way right here where Geno would have an answer. So it looks like there is no hot option for him. He sees it, he eats it, which is just a bummer because so much of watching Geno play in this system, it felt like he had answers all day. And at the line of scrimmage, answers. You can see the center here with the point. Right there, he's going to the left. Okay, so we're going to be hot off 23 to the right. The offensive line is going to block the guys with the big guys. We're going to be hot off 23. There it is. And we got no answer, right? Like Lockett's not looking. Bummer. Next one here. Beautiful right before halftime, 3rd and 6. We're going to hit the number 2 down here, right over the ball. All sorts of space in the middle of the field. Just a great job from Geno getting it out quick. This is a bit what I would classify as like a 3rd down exotic. Who knows where you're getting the pressure from. Get the ball out quickly. There's all sorts of space underneath with what they're doing zone-wise. So, at the snap here, whether you want to call this quarter, half, or kind of 3 cloud, it's 3 over 3. I mean, at the end of the day, and that's the thing here with some of these exotic looks, whether you want to call that a 3rd, half field, a quarter, it really doesn't matter. There's 3, and then there are 3 zone defenders underneath. So how they get there, you can see that there's going to be a lot of space in here. And so you just want to make sure that you're protected enough and he gets the ball out quick enough that you've got answers. And that's what it felt like watching Geno in this game. For the most part, he had the answers to the test. Boom. Look at all that space underneath. So if you can block him up, 3 over 3, let's go. 1st down, field goal, feeling good going into halftime. Again, super decisive from Geno. Hit the back foot, ball out. Boom. Let's roll. Halftime. You dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. I sincerely appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me, so thank you for doing that. Again, the Quarterback School Patreon community, you know about it. Join, become a member. I appreciate it. Best week ever over there, so hop over there and get even more Quarterback School content. We also have Quarterback School courses. Now, these courses are the premium content available through the channel. These are deep dives on my favorite football topics. We have a course on RPOs, tempos, pass protection. The best-selling course is how to beat every coverage. We even have an entire offense for you, so hop over there and enroll. You can check out all the courses at the new Quarterback School website, theqbschool.com. Hop over there. There's a fun interactive feature where you can ask me anything to dive into the library of content available through the channel. And then finally, make sure to follow me across all social media platforms. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get into it. All right, second half here. This was a bummer. I thought this was going to be a big hit. Metcalf down here to the bottom. I'm used to calling this a little drift post. Now, there were a few plays. I'm not going to classify this as a drop, but there were a number of drops in this game as well. But there were also just a few little wrinkles that I felt like most teams would do this a little bit different, and it would probably help this play. And so what I'm going to say here is, at the snap, I'm used to this when it's a tight, condensed formation like this, meaning this is a tight split. Instead of running straight line drift like this, I prefer, and I think most teams run, a spray, like a widened stem, into this space. Because what that does is, what's a bigger window? This window or this window? Right? Like, it's pretty simple. So widen him, then you get a bigger window. Now this linebacker, who's technically the middle of the three linebackers, is not going to touch the ball. You're going to get it up and down over here. So it's just one of those things where, there's no knock at Metcalf or Geno, but how that thing is run in a straight line here, I want more spray, bigger window, easy pitch and catch. Because this is there. It's set up. It's designed well, everything except the route stem. And you can see how straight he runs. He doesn't run it perfectly straight, but he doesn't get a lot of width. And then Geno doesn't quite have enough time to get his foot in the ground and throw it in that first window. He's got to throw it over the linebacker. Now the linebacker hits it. Now we drop the tip. Next one here. Oh, hold on. Can we quickly pause and was it crazy hot or something this day? Or do the Pats fans just love halftime? Do they have like ridiculous snack bar up there? Where the hell is everybody? This is a great play from Geno Smith. He's going to move to his left, hit the little crosser right down the middle of the field. This is a crazy exotic look from the Pats. Technically, I'm going to say that he's probably hot here. We've got a free runner coming from the right side, the nickel type, but Geno drifts to his left and rips it down the middle of the field. Again, there were a number of really impressive throws. This one is right up there as well. Look at this look here from the Pats defensively. Okay, who the hell knows who's blitzing here? And we're going to end up getting a free runner right here. Okay, so clear this thing off. He's free. We're going to end up hitting what I'm going to call this little crosser right in between the hashes. We've got guys running out of here from who the hell knows where. Okay, into middle field open, zone coverage. Geno does a great job. Hit the back, drift, buy enough time, and then rip it right down the middle of the field, right down the hashes. It's just beautiful football. It's great quarterbacking. This is awesome. I don't know how much you'd want to live in this world. Really nice job by the back, cross keying as well. I'm not convinced that the tight end blocks the right guy, but man, that is craft from Geno Smith. It's beautiful. Again, 7-person protection here. They can't be what they want, right? Not sure the tight end just blocks the right guy. Regardless, Geno makes it work. Look at the drift. Watch when he throws this. So moving to his left behind time, he's throwing it right there. He's not even close to in that window yet. Leading them right down the middle. Beautiful. Big chunk. Let's go. Oh no. You know it's coming. Hank alert. Hank alert. Inverted Hank at least. And they get the college wide splits. Again, if you're going to catch pure country zone, that's the time you're going to do Hank. I'm fine. If you're going to do Hank, I prefer to do it this way, where you put the bigger, slower guys outside and run inverted Hank. So inverted Hank to me is just where instead of running the flats, you're going to run these little one-step smokes. So looks like tight end back, and then we're going to run true Hank inside where here's the hook, and there's the sit over the ball. And again, if you know you're going to get zone, like straight up country zone where guys are dropping to spots, great. You want a completion? Great. I still think there are better ways to get a completion than running 5 yards and getting a static route, but hey, it's a completion. Feeling good. There it is. Dunk. You can see the distribution. 1 over the ball. 2, play the 2 hook to the squeeze. Nice job by Geno. Again, I feel like inverted Hank now has become much more popular than traditional Hank, which is probably a good thing. Right over the ball. Boop. If anything, being super picky here to Geno, you probably want to throw it to the other shoulder. So you turn away from the near defender, right? You don't want to turn it into that chin shot. Boop. Next one here, 3rd and 15. Another nice play. I'm used to calling this short post or F post by the number 2 down here to the bottom. A little Ernie play, Ernie Zampese back in the day. Really nice job here. Patience. Hook this thing. Really should be a first down. You know, maybe not right where you want from Geno, but certainly a good enough throw. Again, I love this play, has been around the league forever. So what I'm used to calling a shallow gather, trying to gather that Mike linebacker in the middle of the 3. So here are the 3 linebacker types, second level players. You want this guy out of here, so you kind of run at him and come across, and then we're going to run that kind of post. And really, post, it's just kind of like an interior slant. That's really where the ball's trying to go. So nice job here. Again, 3rd and 15, no good plays. This is excellent job throwing it underneath the sticks. Put it on him. Boop. Again, give us a chance on 4th down if we want. Again, Geno-wise, you can see the rhythm that he's playing out. Ball's out quickly. Great base. All his cleats in the ground. Put it on him. Give us a chance. Next one here. I'm not going to put all the drops on here. I am going to show this drop. Up top, double slant. Can't catch it for him. You know, probably not my favorite stem. Again, I get that they've got a pretty good corner over there as well. And maybe they teach this stem. Okay, I think this is a pretty good throw right off the grill. But just watch the stem of Metcalf up top. That doesn't look like, I'm used to, in kind of like a vacuum, saying, hey, we want this to look like a vertical, hard 3 steps versus free access, and then win on the slant angle. I'm not familiar with kind of this type of slant. So again, you might be saying, hey, what the hell are you talking about? A slant is a slant. Well, just if you're this corner, you're not threatened vertically by this release. You know, this looks like, I don't even know what it looks like. It looks like kind of like a high school Harry slant where he thinks he's running routes on air. And again, the ball's right on him. Beautiful base. Rips that back hip. You just can't catch it. And again, I think he could do himself a favor by exploding off the ball, a little bit more vertical burst, and then create more space for you. But still got to catch it. Next one here. Geno does a nice job of using his legs here. He's got a scramble out. We got a free runner in the A gap. Uses his legs, go get a first down, protect yourself. That part of it is nice. I think the part that's a little concerning here is that the center is sliding to the right. So he's going to the shade. We've got a free runner through the A gap. I've got some questions about the pass pro and just the hot availability here, because 2 things. One, we should be, if we are sliding to the right here from an offensive line perspective, so the center is going right here. So these 3 guys are fanning this way. Okay, I'm fine with that. There's a guy on the line of scrimmage right here. Great. Okay, so technically, this guy is going to be the quarterbacks. So when he walks up to the line of scrimmage, for me, this should be a squeeze. So we should both be coming down, and now we should be hot off the widest player. Okay, that's what should happen. So that pass pro doesn't happen. We end up getting the free runner right through the A gap, which should never happen. And even if that was the case, so say he blitzed from where he's at right here and we don't get a squeeze, we don't have a hot answer again. I mean, where do you want the ball to go here? So again, if I was going to say one, glaring critical error that has come up in this game a few times is just having the hot answers, because Geno looks like he's aware of it, right? Like he's scrambled, his eyes have been there. Where do you want him to throw the ball up top? There's no hot. And again, it's not impossible to throw a hot away from it, down here to the back, but it's tough. That's a tough world to live in. And again, I'm not familiar with any team that doesn't squeeze this at left guard. So as soon as he walks into the feet of the defensive lineman right there, and I'm talking about the Mike linebacker type, once he walks into the feet there, we've got to squeeze that at left guard, squeeze that at left tackle. We cannot have free runners. And again, I'm not familiar with what pass pro would make the center slide to the right and then come back and think he's going to block the Mike linebacker to the left. So we got issues all over the place with some of these pressures. So, I wouldn't be shocked at all if Seattle sees a little bit of heat coming at him moving forward. Next one here, really nice job from Geno here climbing up in the pocket. Looks like the back aborts the fake here. We're going to hit the sail down here to the bottom. Nice job off platform, good vision. Now there's a penalty on this thing, so looks like it certainly could be coming back the other way. But I love the pass pro from the back. So it looks like Geno's expecting a fake to the right. So the back aborts the fake and goes and blocks. Outstanding. Now the tight end gives us a little hook over there to the left. Geno climbs, 2 hands on the ball, flips it off platform. It's beautiful. So just appreciating it from a quarterback perspective. The pass pro is picked up from the back. We're going to hit our back foot. We're going to climb in the pocket, 2 hands on the ball, up. You can see the sail or Seattle here by the tight end, the new number 2 down here to the bottom. Sell the over, come out of that thing, off platform, put it right on him. Just a really nice job. Again, can't keep his feet for him. But this is beautiful from Geno. I love the 2 hands on the ball as he moves. Looks fluid, smooth, right on him. That's a really nice rep. 1st and 20. Again, I said there were a number of plays that I think are not run a lot in the league. This is another one of them. Again, we can't catch it for him. Up top, beautiful little switch release, all go. And it's a drop. I mean, it's perfectly thrown from Geno. This is to the wide side, kind of back shoulder switch release. He is spinning it. That is a beautiful throw. And again, design-wise here, I love it. It ends up being what I'm calling the bones of 4 verticals. So 4 verticals, seams, go, right? Now, how you get there, though, is the sauce of this. So we're going to go switch release. There it is for the seam. And there's where the ball goes. Beautiful. Down here, they do what I'm used to calling a swap release, just the 2 and the 3 switch. So now we're seam, go. And then out here to the bottom, the little check down, fin, short in, coming across. So this is 1st and 20. This is the stuff I'm talking about where I'm like, oh, this is cool design. You don't see a lot of teams across the league doing this. This is very, what I would classify as college-y in a good way. The creativity, a little switch release up top. Look at the back shoulder. Look at this throw. Look when he makes this throw. Right there. This is a dot. Come on, dog. Catch the ball. Beautiful throw from Geno. I mean, just absolutely surgical. When he's got time, on rhythm, the ball comes out on time. That is a dot. Next one here, coming out of the 2-minute, 4th quarter. To me, another pass pro issue. Another free runner in the A-gap. Another no real hot answer. Now, could he maybe throw it to the back? Yes. Does it matter? No, because Geno's able to create, get outside the pocket, extend, and make a play. Now, again, this is the first one where I'm like, hey, I personally think he's hot to the left. There is a hot answer, in my opinion. So without knowing what the play is, it doesn't matter. This is almost universally a hot route potential. So could we throw it hot right there? Yes. We've got a free runner right here. He comes on this side. It looks like we're looking this way to start. Let's throw the ball hot. That would be my number 1 answer. Now, it's great that he's able to do this, create, get out here, and make this play. But again, this stuff on film is going to make your opponent say, all right, we're going to continue to test you because this doesn't look like you're feeling that great with these kind of empty pass pro issues. Now, would you love the left guard to come back and help us here? Probably. But again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know every one of their empty protection rules. I will tell you that historically, if this is supposed to be a fan, so if the center is going to the left, so if the center is blocking the shade here, and we're going to fan out here, technically this guy is who's hot, unblocked here. If these two are fanning out to here, so we got defender, these two are supposed to be fanning out like this, and you feel this guy leave, so now there's only one threat over here, you would love this guard to set, be a wall here, so the tackle has a presence inside, so he just doesn't get gapped inside. You can't just leave immediately. But once you give him your kickstand, so pass set, give him your left hand, kickstand as a presence. Once you feel this guy leave and there's only one threat, let's get our eyes back inside and see if we can close this door. So it's just about this unit working together. And again, those are more universal concepts I'm talking about. They might have a specific call on here. We don't know what it is, but we got a free runner through the A gap again. Too many free runners through the A gap. Can't happen. So again, you can see 70 sees it a little late. He probably gets a little too much width there. For my liking, mother have him get a little bit more depth, presence, close the door. And then again, Geno, it's a little hard because technically the linebacker's on the right, but the hot is to the left. But I thought he showed some nice athleticism. At the end of the day, they got you surprised, but he made him pay multiple times with his legs. Another beautiful call in this game. Now we're in overtime. Your favorite quarter 5, 3rd and 6. Mesh traffic. Watch the back. He's coming all the way across on the sneak flat. Geno needs it snapped. They can't sort it out. Again, all those exotic looks on defense look great on paper. They do cause all sorts of issues, but they've also got to make sense of the back crossing. Look at all the communication at the line of scrimmage here for the Patriots. Look, you got him. What are we doing? You got him. You take him. I got him. Oh, shit. Easy. And again, nothing easy about that. I think mesh traffic is one of the better plays against man coverage. Now you see a lot of teams running some version of it. I like this version a lot. So here's the sneak flat coming across. The number 2 is usually the shallow with the mesh. Oftentimes you're going to get 3 picks here. So whether it's true mesh here, over the ball here, and then they usually run like a corner or something out like that. But really this play is 1 to the flat, 2 to the mesh coming across to your face. And again, Geno does a great job here of you got to buy enough time sometimes because it's condensed formation like this, right? Condensed formation. Look at all these dudes at the line of scrimmage. We can only block 5. Who the hell knows who's blitzing, who's not blitzing? You've got to buy enough time to make this throw. So drift, drift, drift. Great play. 3rd down, overtime, on the road. Great call. You can see the picks down here at the bottom as well. Pick, 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 pick. But I mean, there's nobody really to pick because they're all confused because all the defenders are at the line of scrimmage. So they're probably asking 99 white sleeves on the left tackle over here to cover a sneak flat, which is just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So that's what happens. You get everybody at the line of scrimmage. Beautiful job by Geno. Nice touch throw. 1st down. We are about to win this thing. Next one here. I don't know what the hell this is supposed to be. Again, to me, this is like sprint right, Q right, to the right. It doesn't look like a route distribution I'm familiar with, but Geno makes a play. And again, there were a number of these things where not only did I think Geno was spinning it from within the pocket, and I love the tools that he had for the most part at the line of scrimmage, besides for some of the hot answers, but this is a way to kind of alleviate some of that hot answers. We'll just sprint out, roll out, and Geno makes it work because technically there is nothing available to the front side. I'm not even going to, I'll draw it just for fun, but I want you to watch this and say, where would you like the ball to go here with whatever this is? He looks like he doesn't even know what's happening. So there's nothing to the front side when we roll out here. So we're able to kind of get this backside over, put our foot in the ground and just play recess ball back here and come back the other way and make this a big chunk. I mean, there's nothing there. So Geno did this a number of times where he kind of saved plays. So nothing there. I mean, what even is that? Nothing burger. Put your foot in the ground, come back the other way, and do this? That's outstanding. Now, I didn't even contemplate the idea that maybe it's designed to come back like this. I doubt it. I mean, Geno looks like he's playing that thing full out to the right. There's just nothing there. That's just playing football, and that is beautiful, and that is a big-time win on the road in overtime. So that is a wrap. Geno Smith, Seahawks, big win on the road, overtime. A lot of fun to break down. Thought Geno's playing at a very high level, looks polished, precise from within the pocket, playing on time, on rhythm. I thought he looked better than I would imagine outside the pocket, on the move, whether throwing on the move or using his legs to get first downs or creating or overcoming some pass pro deficiencies. I would say that was the one glaring thing that jumped off the film. Didn't always look like we had great hot answers. It looked like Geno was aware of the hot, but for whatever reason, we didn't have a place to go with it, or someone wasn't looking. We had just too many people running through the A gaps, if I'm being honest. But man, There were a number of really cool schemes, a couple drops that could have made it even a better day. But I love the early touchdown to Metcalf where he was able to get to the play he wanted versus zero with that look. To have that toolkit at the line of scrimmage, I think is really special. Then to get into it and execute it for a big explosive play versus zero, just outstanding football on so many different levels. Thank you for everyone who recommended that I get to this one. Very glad that I did. It was an awesome all 22. Thank you so much for hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one.